And yet it continues. Another food review continues. So real quick, guys, I just want to give you a definition of this thing here called the flyover state. So according to Urban Dictionary, flyover states are states in the middle of the United States that generally aren't destinations for travelers or tourists and are generally flown over when traveling from coast to coast. Some of the flyover states include Nebraska, where I live, Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, New Mexico, Iowa, and Arkansas. So when you live in a flyover state, there's a lot of things that don't make their way to you, like basic cable, the idea of a buffet, running water, electricity. It takes a while for stuff like that to get from the coast where everything is cultured and awesome to get to the middle of the country where nothing happens. I mean, it was just a month ago that we were living in sod houses and we used to have to put our horses out front of the hitching post before we got this great thing called the automobile. By the way, I'm just lying. So anyway, where am I going with this? All right, Tasty Cake. Tasty Cake, Tasty Cake. So growing up as a kid, all we really ever had was Little Debbie and Hostess. I know, first world problems, right? And so Tasty Cake wasn't something I had ever tried until a couple months ago when my mom hooked me up with a Boston cream pie honey bun made by Tasty Cake. Man, I had it, and there was just something about it that was so much different. I don't know what it was, but the flavor was so much more intense or sweeter or richer than what you normally get with Hostess or Little Debbie. Well, lo and behold, our local Walmart now has a Tasty Cake section. So this double chin's going to go to a triple chin pretty soon. I'm just kidding. I don't recommend you eat these things on a regular basis simply because they're high in fat, they're high in cholesterol, sugar, carbs. Pretty much everything you need to survive the zombie apocalypse is right here, but not enough to keep it alive to reach 40. All right, so go easy on the Tasty Cakes. That's my one disclaimer. So the glazed chocolate pie, I've already had one of these, and it's been a while, but there's just something about it that the chocolate there's so much more of a cocoa, strong, dark chocolate flavor than what you get with the Hostess cream pies or Hostess chocolate pies that you definitely need to check out Tasty Cake. If you can't get them, you can order them online, but they tend to be pretty expensive. These are $1 at my local Walmart. From a nutrition standpoint, we're looking at 500 calories for one of these, so about a quarter of what I need in one day for calories in one little tiny cake. 22 grams of fat, 11 grams of saturated, which is 54% of a day's worth of saturated fat, I believe, based on a 2,000 or 2,500 calorie diet. Zero cholesterol. Oh, there we go. Now I can eat these all the time. Sodium, 330 milligrams, a little high, but not too bad. Total carbs, 72 grams. So this rivals almost like a 24 ounce bottle of Mountain Dew in terms of the carbs. 33 grams of sugars. 4 grams of protein, bro. So if you're getting swole, if you're lifting weights, this is definitely the way to go. Something to supplement your post-workout with as soon as you get done. By the way, I'm being very sarcastic here. These are probably not that good for you. There's 10% calcium, 15% iron, and just a host of God knows what goodness goes into this thing to make it into what it is. So we're just going to go right into it. We're not going to waste any time. Anything Tasty Cake I've ever had so far, which has only been about the last 6 months, is absolutely amazing. Now, fruit pies like this, when you get these out, they all look about the same. They've got kind of like a thin glaze on them, kind of golden brown all the way around. A little bit messy. The first thing you're going to notice when you take a bite out of this is going to be the crust itself. Sometimes they have a lot of flavor, sometimes they don't. I find that the cheaper fruit pies you can get at the store or cream pies actually have more flavor than some of the bigger national brands, and who knows, maybe that's just me. So again, it's a pretty hefty little snack here. You could probably divide this into 2 parts. In fact, you probably should, especially if you're going to be visiting your doctor next week. So 4.5 ounces for the whole cake. We're just going to go right into it and just take a bite of it. I need to quit calling it a cake. It's a pie. It's a cream pie. So we're going to do this. Let's take a bite. All right. There is no lack of filling in there. So if you've ever had a chocolate pie before that's got kind of this chocolate cream filling in it, man, I'll tell you what, it's probably the closest thing you're going to get to that. Rich, smooth, dark chocolate. The main ingredient for the chocolate is cocoa, which is a good sign. They're putting real cocoa in it, so you're definitely getting that flavor. Oh, man. Don't eat these while driving, though, because they are fairly messy. So, they're awesome. Like I said, it's the chocolate flavor. Whenever you're craving chocolate and you want something that's just rich, delicious, you just got to go for a Tasty Cake. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. And what's crazy is I'm like 42 years old, and I didn't discover Tasty Cake until like 6 months ago, and that's it. I didn't even know they existed, never saw them. When you're in the middle part of the country, there's just a lot of things you don't see or don't find, and if your local grocery store doesn't carry it, and your Walmart doesn't carry it, and you're probably not going to find it. So these are definitely going to get 2 thumbs up right now. These are absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't tried TastyKake yet, you need to find them. I know some places, it's really hard to find this brand. And if you order them online, they're very overpriced. Like they'll charge you like $5 or $6 for one of these on Amazon. But part of it is the convenience of having somebody send one to you. I've also seen these in cherry, I think maybe a banana or coconut. So there's a couple different flavors you can get. There's probably more than that. But like I said, since where we are, we've got a very limited selection. So do check them out if you want a just a rich, kind of decadent, just savory tasting pastry. Pick up one of these TastyKake Glazed Chocolate Pies. And I don't think you can go wrong. So we're going to save the second half of this for tomorrow because this is something that needs to be done in moderation. But otherwise, guys, that's it. That's my quick little tabletop review, my little taste test of the TastyKake Pie. Okay, these are absolutely awesome, guys. But in the meantime, if you like what you see, please like or subscribe. And you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, gunchannels.com, as well as guntube.org. And we got a little podcast that we do called Caliber Corner, which comes out on Thursdays from 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 East Coast Time. Make sure you do check it out on gunchannels.com, as well as YouTube. Like and subscribe, mash the bell so you don't miss anything. And you might expect a few more food reviews this summer, just trying to take a unique little sampling of items that show up. I've also got a B channel. And again, we're not going to worry about that right now, but I do put mostly coffee reviews over there and technology stuff, so you might see some stuff like that over there. But food channels for now, they're not going to supplement my gun videos at all, but once in a while we just like to have a little bit of fun, so make sure you check it out. So that's it, guys. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Eat lots of tasty cake because life is short, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.